Now let me give you the most important question of this entire series when it comes to politics for you, that you and I need to ask ourselves, and we need to lock in on the question of politics, is, are you a part of the crowd, or are you a disciple? Are you a part of the crowd, or are you a disciple? You see, the crowd, there's lots of people in the crowd, all across churches and everywhere else. People come to Jesus for healing. They do. I understand that. The crowds came to him for healing. They wanted to hear him. People come to him for counsel. People come to him for inspiration. Crowds have come to him for lots and lots of things. And I can't throw rocks at that. I think we all do in one form or the other. But I heard one pastor once say, many come to Jesus as a counselor. Few come to Jesus as a king. Many come to Jesus as a counselor, but few come to Jesus as a king. That's the difference. Are you part of the crowd, or are you a disciple? And here's why that's so important. Because if you are a disciple, that is your fundamental identity. That is your fundamental identity. That's who you are, that's what you're about, that's what you do, that's where you go. That is who you are. You're not a conservative, you're not a liberal, you're not a Republican, you're not a Democrat. You might be one of those things, and next week we're going to talk about the specifics. Okay, now that I'm a disciple, how do I handle that? What do I do? How do I travel with that whole thing? But here's what you need to understand, is that your first identity, your first is disciple if you're a follower of Jesus. And I can promise you this, because each of those parties are human systems. If you are really a disciple of Jesus, you could be a full-on Republican, and they will do something that is against the kingdom. They will. And so will the Democrats. They absolutely will. You will find yourself at odds. If you are a true disciple, you will find yourself at odds with the party that you've chosen to align yourself with, because your first identity is disciple, period. And that's how you judge everything. And one of the greatest challenges that we all have in this day, one of the greatest challenges, is that what happens to us now is you either get one of two choices. You can be, if you wear a red jersey, you can't stand the people in the blue jersey. I remember with a group of friends that I was with, and it worked the other way around. I remember I was talking this years ago, and one guy said, "Man, these liberals, I just hate them." What did it say in the Constitution of the Kingdom to do about that? It said to love your enemies. One of the things that's happening right now, if you're in a blue jersey, you hate the people in the red jersey. If you're wearing a red jersey, you hate the people in the blue jersey. Nonsense. If you're in the kingdom, you don't hate anybody. You love even your enemies. So that's a paradoxical statement. That means, you know what that means? It means you don't have any enemies, because you're thinking of them through the grid of the kingdom first, not our political leanings.